What'd you say? 72 collectors? I'm rich, bitch. That's good right there. 2 pieces of cheese? Absolutely. Hey, what's good, y'all? Thank you for tapping back in. It's your boy Clifton Henry here with day 6 of the Sandbox Confession series. And yes, that was a real life celebration that lasted maybe 60 seconds. So I thought with the Sandbox Project season 1 that I was creating myself like this environment with some space to like create like freely and at my own pace, and it was going to be like euphoric and lovely and all of these things, right? All I did was create a pressure cooker because immediately after celebrating, looking at my account and celebrating for a second, I'm like, yo, it's time to work. Where do I get started? What do I do? Where do I go? I didn't know what the next steps were. Like, I started to panic. I started to feel the pressure almost immediately, which was good and bad, but mostly good because it forced me in a position to just dive into the creative process. This was doing exactly what I needed. I had no blueprint and I forced myself into a corner. So I had no choice but to perform. I had to make it up as I went. And this whole process required a level of discipline that I haven't exhibited in years. So, for context, back in 2020, I released and introduced this thing called the Sandbox Project to a small group of collectors, where I gave them the opportunity to pre purchase artwork from my next limited edition series before the series was even created. There was no like concept or significant thought or anything. There was nothing concrete that was set in stone on what this project would be or be about. And there were also no timelines. There were no deadlines either. This is like an example of like pure blind faith, if you will. So this was all new territory for me, obviously, and fumble along the way. Not a smooth process at all. But that's what the point of the Sandbox Project was. It was to give me space to mess up and fumble and pick myself up. I knew it was going to be a process because I had been out of practice for so long. So combating this like creative atrophy I was experiencing, there were bound to be some hiccups along the way. I think the biggest thing might have been like my communication throughout the process with my collectors that participated was not the greatest. I was gonna say may not have been the greatest. It was not the greatest at all because I started thinking like if I was the collector, would I want to hear what I have to say about X, Y, and Z? I'm like, I don't want to hear about that shit. I just want my piece. I just want the work, and I would not communicate. Shame started to kick in because I wasn't as far along in the process as I thought I would be at particular dates and times. And I could feel the energy like slip away by the day when I didn't have anything to share or progress wasn't being made. But with anything in the creative process, like it can be slow, 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 slow for a year's time. And then that last quarter mile of the project, lightning speed, you know what I mean? So you really can't put a marker on the stages of development when it comes to creating a new body of work. I had to remind myself of this and give myself a little grace, but also I needed to communicate to my customers and my collectors that had signed up a little bit more clearly and a little bit more often and keep them very much a part of the creative process and give them access to all of those highs and lows. But at the end of the day, all of that shame I was feeling, all of that pressure that I created and was feeling helped me produce a dope award winning body of work called The Weight We Carry. And I'm super proud of it. Continues to win awards today. And at the end of this 14-day confession series, I will be launching season 2 of the Sandbox Project. Now, if you've received the email about this already from me, then you're all good. You'll receive an official invitation to participate in the next, few days or so. But if you have a friend, family member, coworker, somebody close to you that you think this might be a good fit for them, you think they would appreciate a project like this and the baked in equity in the pieces that they'll receive, then they need their own invitation. So please click the link in bio or copy and paste the link that you see below, and it'll take you to the spot where they can sign up and get a little bit more information about the Sandbox project and what it entails, what it is, what it isn't, and see if they're a good fit. Okay? As always, thank you. I am much appreciative for your time. Tune in for day 7 of this Sandbox confession series, and I will see y'all there. Peace.